It's Wednesday, guys. Jumping right in, I'm gonna go through the warm-up. We're gonna go through the weightlifting and then the non-equipment weightlifting thing. Lots of accessory in there, and then we've got a workout of the day, or as they say in the CrossFit world, a WOD. Warm-up. Burpee variation. You're gonna do a burpee side shuffle, but with no push-up on the burpee. So 60 seconds worth of shuffle to the left. I just shuffle like 3 times and then hit a burpee, but just down to the plank, and then shuffle to the right 3 times, hit a burpee, back and forth, just getting some lateral movement in for 60 seconds. 30 seconds worth of piked compressions. I would do those for reps. I wouldn't do a hold. So reach the hands forward, point the toes real hard, see if you can get your feet to cramp, and then compress those abs down nice and tight. Once you get done there, you've got either a 30-second goblet squat hold with a light weight, or just rock into the bottom of a squat for 30 seconds. Go through that whole thing 2 times, and then we'll get into some mobility. If you don't have any equipment, you can do these wall slides with a pillowcase. It's actually gonna work really well. It's one of the things Jake uses when there's no equipment left at the PT office. Just stick your hands inside of a pillowcase and then push out against the pillowcase, and then we can go into that protracted scapular wall slide with all the fancy names. Go ahead and watch the video, make sure that that is the position you're wanting. You do want the underside of your armpits to cramp up, or at least feel active. That serratus anterior, the muscle you see on a superhero suit. If you've got the equipment and you want to work through some trap raises plus an overhead squat, that is a great way to work on your lower trap and also just get some good shoulder therapy in. So rock that out if you can. You can also do that with a soup can or anything light. It's got some banded lat pull downs, some banded good mornings. If you have the equipment, if you have the bands, cool, go through it. Otherwise, we'll jump into the weightlifting. Weightlifting, if you've got a bar, we've got a doozy of a power clean complex. More metabolic than anything. You're gonna take 60% of your power clean max. I would very much lean on the lighter side if you have like an option of, let's say your 60% is 145 and you can either do 115 or like 155. That math does not add up, right? But I would go to the 115. I would go lighter for this rather than go heavier, or potentially do a couple sets of the lightweight and then jump to finish it out. But the complex is gonna be this: 4 deadlifts into 6 power cleans into a 50-foot front rack lunge. When you get done, you're gonna take a 2-minute rest and then do that 5 times through. Words of wisdom on this: it should be a pretty light weight, but something that's pretty challenging for all of those things. If you can go unbroken and really push for it, more power to you. That would be awesome. It's light enough that those 4 deadlifts shouldn't be that hard. You should be able to overhand grip and just hook into that and then go straight into 6 power cleans. That's really gonna push the limit depending on how heavy your power clean is. And then once it's on the chest for that, after that 6th power clean, march on through that 50 feet. If you have to turn around, you're probably gonna wanna drop the bar. That's gonna be a pretty long thing to then rotate on through. But if you can just go lunge into the street for 50 feet, you probably can make it. It's gonna be a fight, but see if you can. Otherwise, just break it up as you need to. Going into the deck at home track with the no or partial equipment, we've got some new movements. We're gonna do an every 2-minute on the 2-minute for 5 sets. And you're just gonna go through 20 seconds of various movements. So 20-second reverse plank. That's just where you're on your back, but with your shoulders planted and some shoulder extension. There we go, I can do anatomical terms. And then you're gonna do a march with that. So facing up, body's in a straight line, chest towards the ceiling, and then you're gonna alternate bringing one knee up as far as you can, basically thinking knee to chest, for 20 seconds. When you get done there, you're gonna go into a 20 seconds of a frog glute bridge. This is a little bit of a different variation, but it's really good at isolating the glutes, making sure that you're not doing the bridge from the lower back or from the hamstrings. What you're gonna do is put your feet together. You're gonna plant, I would just plant your elbows on either side and make some fists. You can actually curl your chin in, which helps isolate the movement. Drive your hips up just like a normal glute bridge. You should be able to feel your glutes activate extremely easily in this position, and then you can either just hold for the 20 seconds or rock through some nice consistent reps there. After that, you've got 20 seconds of an odd object hug lunge or goblet lunge. If you've got something you can hold on to across the midline and squeeze, great. If not, go through 20 seconds of lunges, and then you're gonna rest and rock it out again for 5 sets. Cool. Moving on from there, we've got an interesting Metcon. You're gonna do 2 rounds of 12-9-6. So I'm gonna go through the flow for all parties because the rep scheme is gonna stay the same. You're gonna go through a 12-9-6, so 12-12-12, 9-9-9, 6-6-6. Then you're gonna rest for 3 minutes. And then you're gonna do that again, 12-12-12, 9-9-9, 6-6-6. And you're gonna take the whole thing for time. Cool. As far as the movements go, if you have a set of rings and a pull-up bar to hang them from, we're gonna go through ring dips, calories, and then handstand push-ups. Pretty simple. If we have a varying levels of equipment, we can go through chair dips. So that's where you're gonna set 2 chairs on either side with enough room to do some dips in between. Essentially just like we do in class. You can toe assist, you can not assist, make it as hard or as easy as you need to rock through those. I would make it easy enough that you can go through this in two sets. You don't want to be doing like singles on this. Think back to that ring dip deadlift day that we did, something along those lines. After that, if you don't have the ability to do calories, we can go through jumping lunges, okay? If your knees are sore or they can't handle it, just take the jump out. Or one of the things Chris Dodds does is he just does a split squat. It's a really good way to take the dynamic portion out of that and still be able to get the same pattern. And then you've got piked push-ups or handstand push-ups because you don't really need any equipment for that. So Carrie put together a video. You're gonna find that in the Instagram this time. So go ahead and head over there. It's gonna be on the Kaw Valley page. If you don't follow us, go ahead and give us a follow. If you don't have an Instagram, it's 2020 and it's an apocalypse, so get an Instagram and then go follow us. Cool, that'll take care of that. If you either are really bored or you don't wanna do that WOD or you just love fitness and you wanna do a little bit of a running AMRAP, we've got a 30-minute run workout. It's gonna consist of a 400-meter at a pretty high pace, a 400-meter at a moderate pace, and then a 400-meter at an easy pace or jog. And you're just gonna cycle through those 3 different paces. Chad has got a little bit of strategy and some insight on what that is. It's really intimidating to look at a 30-minute AMRAP of 400-meter runs with no apparent rest entered in there. So, Chad's gonna break that down in a separate video, and that's gonna take us to question of the day. What is your water bottle of choice? Are you a Hydro Flask? Are you an Arctic person? Or are you gonna answer correctly? Are you a Yeti person? Let us know in the Instagram on the stories, and we'll see you for Thursday.